Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is all about the 3 different types of wisdom and why you need all 3. And so I'm really pumped and excited to bring this message to you because I think it's a really cool just kind of way to kind of understand what the 3 types of wisdom are and how we can use that information to really leverage what we do in our lives and understand where our learning is coming from and how beneficial it is to have all 3 sort of operating for us as we go through. So the first type of wisdom that I want to share with you, I'm going to run through this. I want to use an analogy, and it's like using a restaurant analogy. So when we choose to go to a restaurant, oftentimes we are, we've heard from somebody that it's an awesome restaurant, great food, we've read some great reviews or something. And so that first type of wisdom is the wisdom that we gain from others. This is everything that we hear about. And ultimately, why the wisdom, that first type of wisdom, the wisdom from others, is so beneficial is that we can be learning from other people's experiences, from other people's mistakes, and we can ultimately use that wisdom to fast track our own success. And then the second type of wisdom is really what we call intellectual wisdom. And if we use that same analogy at the restaurant, it's when we get given the menu and we're reading through the menu, we're seeing it and we're reading it, we're studying it. And, and that's how we can sort of make our decisions based from that wisdom as well. And that intellectual wisdom, that really helps us to go deeper into our depth of learning and really getting us able to pattern recognize so that we can take on this intellectual wisdom that we've read about, we've studied, we've learnt from that way, and we can ultimately bring that information into everything else that we learn. We can start pattern recognizing, recognizing the different patterns that we've come across through our intellectual study and using that intellectual wisdom. And then the third type of wisdom that I wanted to introduce you guys to is the last one, which is again using that restaurant analogy. This is when we actually taste the food. It's called our experiential wisdom. And ultimately, this is where we have our most profound learning because we finally understand what we're interacting with. So when we have an experience with something, that type of wisdom that we've actually fully experienced, that is the most profound because we finally understand it. And, it was Confucius that said, I hear and I forget. I see and I remember, I do and I understand. And I just thought that was a really great way of sort of looking into the different types of wisdom. And definitely utilizing all 3 in our lives. That wisdom that we get from others that allows us to fast track our success, that intellectual wisdom that we can generate through our studies, through going deep into a topic and finding the patterns. And then lastly, that wisdom that we get from experience, that experiential wisdom, that's the most profound, and that is what really creates that lasting change. And then we can make our best decisions from that. But all 3 types of wisdom are hugely beneficial in terms of our own personal growth. And if we have any particular goals that we're looking to achieve, new ways that we're looking to expand our potential and grow, then ultimately we want to tap into all 3 of these types of wisdom, which is, get the information from others who have already got the success that you're after. What is the wisdom that you can learn from others to help you fast track your success? And secondly, that intellectual wisdom. What do I need to learn? How can I go deeper on this topic so that I have a better understanding and that ultimately I can generate more and more wisdom that I need in order to achieve or attain this goal? And then lastly, what do I need to experience here? Or how can I use my past experiences as a form of wisdom to help accelerate my growth and living to my potential and achieving my goals? So I really hope that me sharing those 3 types of wisdom, versions of wisdom with you guys is beneficial. I definitely want to check in with you guys and see how you're going, but Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, any parts of your experience you want to share here. I love your interaction, so definitely let me go check in with you guys. I've got Tim, awesome to have you, and Caden, awesome to see you. Let's go deep in this one. Where's the popcorn? I love it. I love it. And Matt and Leroy and Katrina and David, awesome to have you, and Jeremy, awesome guys. Love having you guys here. And yeah, really hoping that me tapping into these 3 versions of wisdom is beneficial for you. Everybody who's just joined me, you know, the 3 types of wisdom. There's the wisdom that we learn from others, from their experience, and we use that to help fast track our own success. There's the wisdom that we learn, intellectual wisdom, you know, going really deep on a particular topic that we want to, you know, we've got a goal around, we need to learn some new skills, develop ourselves. And then the thirdly, and the most profound version of wisdom is our experiential wisdom. The things that we have experience with, we can really, you know, have the most profound learning from, that ultimately that's because we finally understand something on an experiential wavelength. And like I said, that I love what Confucius said, you know, I heard I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, and I do, I understand. And it's such a great way of thinking about it. And Caden, always love you sharing here. Let's have a look what you've written. The waltz of wisdom. Yeah, it takes all 3 to direct life in its most practical and optimum direction. It helps to leverage what life has dealt us in getting where we want to be in the next stage of life, worth our constant awareness. Most definitely, Caden. I always love you sharing here and totally agree. It's not about just having one version of wisdom. If we really want to achieve greatness, then we have to go to war with our wisdom. And that means tackling it on different angles, learning from the wisdom of others, you know, and learning through really going deep on the particular topics that are going to help us get ahead, and finally getting out there and experiencing, doing it, and really learning from that perspective as well. So guys, that really is my message, just a really quick one for you guys today. I really hope that it's been beneficial to you. Any last questions, comments, feedback, and I'll engage with you right here, right now. But yeah, I hope that this has got you kind of thinking about, you know, what are my goals? What am I looking to achieve? You know, what am I really working on right now? And how can I leverage the power, the trifecta of wisdom through not only, you know, hearing about other people's wisdom and taking what their experiences on board, but also learning deep, going for that intellectual wisdom, going deep on a topic that is going to accelerate your growth, and then finally get out and do it and experience it. And that is the most profound level of wisdom. Thank you so much, Marka. I'm having a great week. This jet lag, I don't feel like I even have any. It's brilliant. So I'm pretty excited about that. Thanks, Graham. Great to be back, although it's absolutely freezing here in Melbourne, so I'm not enjoying that, but everything else is great. John and Vickers, thanks for joining me. And Caden, always glad to hear from you. How do you personally prioritize the 3 types of wisdom? Awesome. Love having you join me live again, Caden. Yeah, because I always appreciate your questions and your comments so much. So let me tackle that. Love it. I love questions. How do I personally prioritize the 3 types of wisdom? So personally, I actually think that I don't like make one above the other, although what I have said to you guys is that the most profound is the experiential. So I do believe in getting out there, taking the action, experiencing things for yourself, but also kind of they all feed into each other. So in order to know, like, okay, what should I just jump into and get some experience with, sometimes we need to hear from others about what their experience has been, and instead of doing all the legwork that those people have already done, we can jump straight into the things that have worked for them and give that a go, as opposed to trying to learn it all, trying to experience it all, and trying to figure things out that you could just go to them and they could give you that valuable piece of information that allows you to fast track your success and dive into the great things that they've experienced that you can manufacture in your life as well to get the same sort of results. And definitely intellectual wisdom, you know, it's kind of like what we're taught through school. We're taught to memorize things, and you know, it's really beneficial, but it's not as profound as actually doing it and experiencing yourself. But I really do believe if you want to really accelerate your growth, then you need to identify the key areas that, you know, the 1, 2, or 3 key areas that you can go really deep into and, you know, study and learn and read, and then use that as leverage to get into your own experiences as well. So I hope that that was valuable to you, Caden. I love your questions. Guys, always ask me questions. I love nothing more than being put on the spot as well. So energize me, and who knows what could come out. So I really appreciate that, Caden. Thank you so much. Let me know if that was valuable or if I can clarify anything else for you. And Aaron, awesome to have you. And Lucy, nice to have you back. And Victoria, awesome. And Nancy, hello from Jacksonville. Oh, thank you so much. And I love having you here. So awesome, Nancy. So guys, yes, if you have any last questions, comments, like I said, I absolutely love engaging with you guys. Whether it's on this topic or not, definitely let me know and I'll engage with you here. But really, that was my message for you guys. For anybody who's just joined me, I hope that you catch the recording, you get a ton of value from today's message, and it gets you thinking about the 3 different versions of wisdom that can really help you anytime you're looking to achieve any sort of result or grow to a higher level of your potential. Awesome, Caden. Yes, very good point. Personal experience and from others can quickly lead to intellectual wisdom. Excellent. That was very clarifying. You're so welcome. I appreciate you so much, Caden. Thanks for being here. And SP, good. Thank you so much for your kind words there, and same to you, Nancy. And Ali, hello, my teacher. How can I improve my speech, my English? Okay. Not something that I've really ever had to work on in terms of like coming from a second language. But what I would say, in the times that I have learned other languages, you got to immerse yourself. You know, it's a big commitment, and I've heard from a lot of people who have taken on English as their second language and become fluent and really great in that arena. They have definitely immersed themselves in that environment. That's why when I travel, I love to intellectually learn a few of the different sort of things that I need to be able to communicate in that language, but then go and experiment and dive right into it and forget English and you know, my own home language, and take on board everything in that other language. So Ali, although I haven't had that experience in particular with English, what I would say is that to find all the different ways in which you can fully immerse yourself, whether that is engaging people. You know, my first job that I ever had, I was hired by an Asian woman who wanted to learn English, and she worked in a little sock shop in the local shopping center where I lived. And, you know, I think I was buying some socks there when I was maybe 13 years old or something. And she asked if I would come and sit with her for an hour once a week and just have a conversation with her. And isn't that funny? That was my first job. I just thought of that then. But yeah, so what I would say is to engage people who are fluent in English, whether you go to classes or you just do what this woman did and find somebody in your life who you can just communicate with and build a relationship with, build a friendship with, and just speak English and just immerse yourself fully. So I hope that was helpful, Ali. And Michael, awesome to have you. And Ian, awesome to have you as well. So guys, that's it from me today. Again, if you have any last questions, comments, feedback, I'll engage with you right now. But definitely hoping that this message was valuable to each and every one of you. And thank you so much for everybody who has joined me live today. I've appreciated so much the engagement, the questions, the interaction. I always love that. And I would also love to hear from you guys about, because I'm traveling around and I want to make sure that I can catch as many of you guys live as possible. So if you are interested in these messages that I'm delivering, I really want to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you in terms of what are your best hours, like when are you most free to engage and jump on a live with me, and tell me what time zone you're in. So tell me like what times around, like between these times in your time zone. I'd love to hear from you, because I really want to make sure that I am showing up in times where you guys can engage with me fully, because I love it and I love getting to meet with you guys and connect with you all. So I'd really appreciate your help with that. So yeah, like I said, just drop down your the times that would be best for you when you're available to jump on a live and engage, and also your time zone. I'd love to hear from you, and I will make that happen. So guys, that's it from me today. I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. And make sure you ask me any questions, comments that you'd like me to answer for you on any upcoming Facebook Lives. And I absolutely cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. And thanks, Lucy, for letting me know. I appreciate that. And Kaden, thanks a million. I've taken notes. Oh, awesome. I love that. And you're in CST, so now was the perfect time. I love that. So thank you guys for letting me know. That's been brilliant. And keep letting me know. I want to make sure that I am making this work for you guys. So lots and lots of love to you, and I will see you guys tomorrow.